Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life, where I try to talk about things of motivation and inspiration and how to get through woes and troubles in our life, and literally how to live the best life possible. I'm having so much fun actually kind of putting together this channel. I've been planning a lot of like how I'm gonna do videos in a row and those kinds of things. I was supposed to start that March 1st. I'm actually gonna be starting it April 1st because I'm going to Miami next week and I wanted to like just start it new when I came back. But between now and then, I want to put some kind of interesting videos up on things that I get emails about. I've gotten so many emails lately. Thank you so much. And I constantly get emails regarding grief and grieving and how to get over the loss of a loved one and how to deal with that. And the reality is I could probably, based on helping other people and based on my own, experience of my mother's passing and pets passing and the recent passing of my aunt, like I do have a lot of personal experience dealing with it. And I think that, it's something that I've kind of learned as I've gone. It's not something that I just woke up and had. And so I think a lot of times at funerals or with people that we deal with, we're like, God, they deal with their grieving so well. Well, I think, that's a perception. I think, first of all, we should never compare our grieving to somebody else. And today I'm going to teach you one trick that has really, really helped me, especially since dealing with my mother's passing. And it's something that I really just allowed myself to do at the time or afterwards. And so we're going to talk about that today. But, I do want to say in here, and we don't talk much about this, I think just in society in general, but grief related to the passing of a pet, I think is absolutely, absolutely profound. And I think that in my life, some of my pets' passings have been some of the most significant feelings of loss that I've ever had. So I am going to do some videos dedicated to how to grieve the loss of a pet or a loved one. Because for me, you guys know, you see my pets in my videos, they're literally like my children. And I'm sure for a lot of you guys, your pets are your children too. And imagine, we all know that our pets are not going to live to be 80, right? And so it's like, I can lay with my dogs and I know that I'm borrowed time with them. And so it's a bittersweet kind of interaction with my pets. And I just love them so much. But I think there are ways to help us live in the moment and grieve our pets as that happens. But that's going to be for another video because I want to dedicate a couple of videos just to that as well. I think for me, so many people contact me and they say, I just can't get over this. I just can't get over this. I just can't get over this, loss I'm feeling or whatever, or I'm breaking down all the time. I can't. Okay. For me, there is no such thing as getting over, okay? If you're somebody that can sit there and say, well, I got over this person, maybe as far as a relationship, but I don't even believe it then, okay? If you have an interaction with another human being, a loving relationship with that person, or maybe even it doesn't have to be that loving, it could be abusive relationship where you have felt the control of that person in your life for many, many years, or you just had a very strange interaction with this person, but some kind of significant interaction with that person. The reality is their passing, their death is going to have an impact on your life, okay? Because no longer is that person in your life for you to respond in a loving or whatever way that you had that relationship with that person. So when people say to me I've moved on or I've moved, I don't believe that, okay? I don't believe there's anything as moving on. I think we move through and we work through the pain, we work through the emotions, we work through the growth. I'm a believer in the stages of grief, but I don't necessarily believe that they occur the way that they are planned out always. So that's just my 2 cents, because for me, how I saw the stages of grief with my aunt versus my mother versus other people in my life versus a friend of mine that, committed suicide, on and on and on. It's been different for each person. So the stages of grief as far as what order they go in, I don't think it really matters. I think what matters is that you're cognizant and aware of the feelings that you're feeling. And for me, that was what was most important, was that I allowed myself to feel, okay? I gave myself permission to feel emotions, because I would find myself 6 months later being in a situation where I would cry or, about something. I can remember it was I met my husband in the August after my mother passed away. That Thanksgiving, going over to my aunt's house, when I pulled up, I had given my cousin's stepson my mother's car. And when I pulled up and her car was there, I lost it. And that was really, for me, the first feeling of real emotion on my journey to getting, to the other side of feeling great about this and not getting over it, but getting through the emotions and feeling each one of it, almost kind of like you're walking through a closet, okay? And you can feel all the clothes around you and you're kind of in the darkness, but you feel all the feelings, right? Well, you can't just stand in the middle of the closet and go, I don't feel that sweater, I don't feel that sweater, I don't feel that silk shirt. I mean, you feel it, right? So if you say, I'm moving on, you're lying. Like, to me, that's lying to myself, right? So it was important for me to stop in the closet and go, that is a cashmere sweater, that is a silk shirt, and feel the emotions and feel the feelings, and I still allow myself to do that. If I'm driving down the road and a song comes on that reminds me of my mom and I feel the need to cry, I just allow myself to cry. It's very cathartic for me. And there are many times that I will put on sad movies, like, for me, The Color Purple at the end of it, and My Dog Skip, The Way We Were was one of my mom's all-time favorite movies, and I allow myself just to experience the memories, experience my mother and how I remember her, and allow myself just to be sad. It's okay for me to be sad. What I'm not okay with today, and when we talk about a certain, like, what's that good amount of grieving, it's different for every person, okay? But at some point for me, I needed to move on with my real life. I needed to pay my bills. I needed to work. And to do that, I had to be able to, like, say to people, hey, I need to take a little bit of a break. Like, I'm not in a good position today. Can I leave early, or can I do this? Or, and the people around me were very, willing to give me the time I needed. Now, 5 years down the road, I don't think that would be the case, right? So I think that we do have to allow ourselves to feel those feelings, especially at first, because I think a lot of us try to push down the feelings. I think journaling about the things that you never want to forget about that person, reliving experiences, looking at pictures is totally cathartic for me. And I always continue to do that. But over time, I've needed to do it less and less and less. I'm a very spiritual person. I know a lot of you may not be. It is what it is. Do your gig, baby, okay? But for me, on some level, there are moments that I feel like my mother is very much with me, and those are good feelings today versus periods where I would just go and sob before. And so today, I allow myself to feel those feelings. I was driving past the church where my aunt's funeral was today, and I got really sad for a moment, and I was like, I miss you, Aunt Kathy. And like I do, I miss her. I miss her a lot. But I don't have to become so overwhelmed with emotions and feelings that I can't move on and move through. I just said move on. Did you catch that? That I can't move through those emotions today. And, be really cognizant of the fact that my aunt would really want me to have an amazing, wonderful life and remember her in a good light. She gave me an amazing life, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so honored to have been a part of hers, And so, like, that's the coolest thing in the whole world. And today, I try to remember the good memories, and I try to be thankful and honor the fact that I was part of that person's life. So I wish you the best. I know that grieving is really tough for every person, and you will somehow get through this. I promise you. I love you, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.